The prince bites the woman's neck every time they're intimate. Then he binds her hands and feet with iron chains, and cruelly locks her inside a custom-made golden cage. Yet the woman feels no fear in her heart. Instead, the more ruthless the prince treats her, the deeper her love for him grows. It turns out the woman has been reborn. In her past life, on the day of her wedding to the prince, she didn't hesitate to break off the engagement and elope with a scumbag. But not long after, the woman contracted a sexually transmitted disease, and the lover she recklessly eloped with now finds her utterly repulsive. Not until she saw her stepsister embracing the scumbag did the woman finally see his true colors. It turned out he approached her only to conspire with the stepsister to swindle the dowry her mother left her. Even the disease the woman now carries was deliberately planted by the scumbag using beggars. Learning the truth, the woman coughs up blood. Yet even at this moment, the scumbag still won't let her go. He actually brings more beggars to humiliate the woman. Just as the woman feels utterly hopeless, her sworn enemy, the prince, suddenly appears. The woman assumes he's come to arrest her, but the next second the prince swings his sword and kills the scumbag, not even sparing the stepsister begging on her knees. Then gently drapes clothes over the woman, not the slightest bit disgusted by her condition. He leans in and kisses her. In the end, they both die together in the courtyard. Only at this moment does the woman realize she loved the wrong person her entire life. So she vows if there's another life, she definitely won't let the prince down. Who knew the next second she'd actually be reborn to the day she eloped with the scumbag? Remembering the scumbag's betrayal in her past life, she raises her hand and slaps him hard. The scumbag is instantly stunned, still thinking the woman isn't ready to elope, so he continues trying to manipulate her. But the woman won't listen to his lies, even saying she'd rather die than go with him. Just then the prince arrives. Seeing the man who died for her in her past life, the woman's heart fills with joy. However, the prince grabs her by the throat, continuously speaking harsh words. But the next second he crouches down and tenderly helps her put on her shoes. Then, to express her feelings, the woman kisses the prince right in front of the scumbag and says she won't run away anymore. She wants to go back and complete the wedding ceremony right now. However, the prince thinks the woman is putting on a show for the scumbag. But the woman says she'll prove herself with tonight's wedding night. At this point, the scumbag's plan has failed and he's furious, warning the prince that forcing someone won't end well. But the prince kisses the woman intimately again right in front of the scumbag, then picks her up and leaves. But when they return to the prince's manor, the prince locks the woman directly in the cage, only because he doesn't fully trust her yet. However, the prince doesn't know this is exactly what the woman wants, so the two spend their wedding night like this. The next day, the prince discovers last night was actually the woman's first time, but he's afraid of losing her again, so he locks the woman's feet with iron chains. It turns out the prince must enter the palace today to meet the Empress Dowager. At this moment, the woman remembers in her past life on this very day, the prince suffered severe punishment from the Empress Dowager because of her elopement, so she says she wants to go to the palace with the prince. But the prince thinks the woman wants to escape using this opportunity, so he refuses without hesitation. Meanwhile, the scumbag and his father try to sabotage the prince and woman's marriage.